We're going to go to Dr. Ali Fathollah-Nejad, who is an Iran analyst and author of Iran 1400 Brief weekly newsletter. Dr. Ali, thanks for coming on the programme. Your take first on this developing situation.
Suggested earlier, since at least December, in the context of the Gaza war, Israel has been conducting a number of serious strikes against chief IRGC personnel that are key for Iranian regional military operations. And after the April 1st attack in Damascus, obviously against this backdrop, pressure was mounting upon the Iranian leadership to finally retaliate, because there have been some frustration within the supporter base of the regime domestically, but also within the so-called axis of resistance about Iranian reluctance so far to respond to those lethal attacks by Israel. So what we are witnessing tonight, and which is obviously still unfolding, is the consequence of this mounting pressure on Iran and Tehran's aim to save face and, if possible, to re-establish the deterrence against Israel.
Look, there was a lot of talk, obviously, in the run-up to this evening about what Iran might do. Many commentators saying that it was likely that once again Iran would show restraint, that it might demonstrate more of this strategic patience. Has the response surprised you?
Well, there are a lot of factors that are still unclear. We were talking about drone attacks, and the question is whether we're going to also see, missile attacks. There have been some reports that I've been seeing now, but I'm not sure if this is confirmed. So it depends on the means of weapons that Iran is using. If it's drones, it would be, much easier to be intercepted by, also regional countries, but also Western powers that have already been doing this tonight. But of course, things would change if, an Iranian missile would hit an important target inside of Israel. This would provoke Israel to again, engage in some escalation on its part. So, it depends very much what is still unfolding tonight. But what is important to note is that the Iranian leadership and the Islamic Republic has been very reluctant to engage in a direct confrontation with Israel, but it is because the regime is very much fearing a large war pitting itself against Israel and or the United States, which would be militarily, very costly and potentially jeopardize regime stability as well, against the backdrop that the Iranian state does not have a lot of popular legitimacy at home, so it cannot really expect a rallying around the flag effect in the event of a war. So this is, a risky adventure by the Islamic Republic to retaliate. So it depends on what will unfold tonight, whether we're going to see further escalation or not, or whether Iran would be satisfied with the operation, judging that it has actually, realized the goal of saving face.
As you say, a healthy caution from Iran in terms of pitting itself against Israel and potentially the US, two, as we know, military behemoths. How would you assess Iran's military capabilities right now as we stand?
Well, I mean, if you compare the conventional capabilities between Iran and Israel, it's quite clear that Iran is miles away from having any kind of chance, relatively speaking. But of course, Iran has this kind of regional network, the so-called axis of resistance, that have also been activated at some point. But then again, the major component of the axis of resistance, which is Lebanon's Hezbollah, has not been entering the war with Israel in a massive sense. So, and all of that is because Hezbollah is a kind of security guarantee, a survival guarantee for the Islamic Republic when the regime itself is, in direct danger. So it would potentially be activated by that time. But Iran can, create a lot of havoc with this kind of regional axis, and we're currently seeing this also playing out.